Hey, welcome back to VintageBlock. I know it's been a while again since the last video, but I promise you this time around I actually have a good excuse. And we'll get into that in a moment. But yeah, it's been about a month since the last time we did anything on this world. And I think if I recall, we were doing the storage room, which I think I wanted to put something. There's something I wanted to do in here, but also I had the issue of I needed to go mining because I believe I'm like completely out of like coal specifically. So I really need to get down there and get some coal. So let's sleep through the night. Hopefully these cows stop talking. But, oh, just killed the dog last time by pushing him into a wall. So, like I said, it has been a while. And like I said, I have a good reason for it this time. Some of you may know this, some of you may not, but I am a senior in college, and I'm taking like my capstone course where I have, you know, a huge project to do. And because of that project, I just haven't had time to like sit down and record a vintage block. But I found the time today because I'll explain what the project is in a moment, but I found some time where I could sort of sit down and justify not doing anything for, 20, 30 minutes, even though I still have a lot of work to do. But what that project is it's a YouTube channel. So I haven't been completely dormant. I uploaded on the main channel in between the last video and now, and I've uploaded on this new channel, which is called Be Literate. And the purpose of the channel is to teach the viewers on media literacy. And the reason for that is because I feel like in schools or in general, especially in the internet age, we're not taught proper media literacy and how to deal with our online relationships, interact with, social media and all that type of stuff. Hopefully these aren't too loud. You know what, I'll break these and then talk about it after, because it could be a little bit too loud. This can be loud too? No. Okay. So yeah. So I feel like people aren't taught how to interact online and deal with media content online, especially, in the digital age where everything you're seeing, things move so fast, and you're now seeing things, with AI that you don't know if it's real or not, or stuff like that. So I wanted to teach people how to do that, and I'm doing that as my Capstone Project. And that is a series of 4 videos on that new channel. It's called Be Literate. I'll post it in the comments, or not in the comments, in the description of this video after. Just if you're interested to go check it out, that'll be there. And I uploaded the first video yesterday, and it's about parasocial relationships. And what those are, essentially, that's relationships that we have with our favorite, influencers, content creators, celebrities, musicians, stuff like that. Those relationships we have with those people, we need to recognize that they're parasocial, meaning one-sided relationships. The viewer, for example, in this video, you're the viewer, have a parasocial relationship with me of sorts. Not likely that big of a relationship, but you're watching the video, you have an idea of who I am, what I stand for, and you watch the videos because you like it, you like the content. That's still parasocial in some way, whether or not you're interacting with it on a deeper level or not. But yeah, so the first video is about parasocial relationships, and that's out now on that channel, and I think it's been out for a day now, and it has around 100 views, which is alright. It's decent. I wonder if I have any coal down here. Gravel. Cobblestone, but no coal. It's fine. Like a fine amount of views. I was hoping for much more than that, but well, it's still up there and more people will eventually see it. So hopefully that goes better soon. But yeah, I uploaded that yesterday, and basically there's 4 videos total. There's one other video that is completely edited, and today I worked on doing the rough draft for the third video. And that's sort of my like my workflow. I'll do one day rough edit. Diamonds. Why didn't I pick those up? I don't remember. Oh, I remember. I see. You know, it's so long in between me playing that I forget that I've made the choice to like fully stack myself in the gear tier before I like mine diamonds and stuff like that. So I have to like get a full set of iron and stuff like that. Keep forgetting about that. Anyways, what was I saying? I don't know, man. Yeah, like, so that video's out, and I've done kind of enough work on the video that's supposed to come out, or video 3. I've done enough work on it to be like, okay, I can sit down and record a VintageBlock and kind of talk about it and why I've been MIA there. So yeah, I also, there's a bit of like, I talked about something controversial in the video that I want to touch upon here, just to have it out there. I talked about the situation with Ethan Klein and Hassan Piker, the more recent issue of when CPS was called on Ethan Klein. I got some indirect pushback on that. I had a friend, I guess, I don't know if they're really a friend. I'd say they are. Like, you know, I've known them for 10 plus years, and, you know, I went to school with them for a long time. I figured out that they unfollowed me because of my take on that, which was, I know Ethan Klein's a controversial figure, and I indirectly defended him in this situation, but not because I agree with his takes on what's controversial about him, which is his takes on the genocide in Gaza. My point was CPS was called on him in his house because of essentially speculation from viewers, and getting Child Protective Services called on you by viewers is kind of insane. It's a step beyond being just like that's crazy. That is the reason they're calling CPS, is because they're parasocial with either Ethan himself, or they're parasocial with Hassan, who, you know, they've had a falling out and they're no longer friends and they're in beef, and these people felt like they had the like reason to get involved in this situation and try and ruin Ethan Klein's life. And I'm not defending Ethan Klein on the basis of I think that he's right on anything he said. I'm just stating a fact that these people, like, this is a situation in which parasocial relationships went sour and caused people to kind of do something that's kind of insane. And, you know, we'll leave the music playing. And that friend, I know, is definitely very much, their political leanings would definitely lean to agree with Hassan, which I think Hassan is actually, you know, the correct person in all of this. He's definitely the person who is more qualified to talk about what's going on. He's definitely the person who knows more and is an authority on this topic because he's studied it so well. He's so close to it. And I agree with him, but I simply made the statement that people calling CPS on Ethan Klein is parasocial and weird and goes beyond politics. And yeah, I guess that's my take on it. Just if anyone was curious, I'm not defending Ethan Klein. I'm just saying that as a fact, that's what's going on. Anyway, I don't know. Could be wrong, but that's just my opinion. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely said that in the video to be somewhat controversial, but I didn't think that somebody would somebody I've known for a really long time, and I don't talk to them often at all, but it's somebody that I've known since childhood that I didn't expect something like that to be something that they would, like distance themselves from me in that way for. Which in a way, finally there's some cool, it kind of proves my point about people being parasocial with these people. And I wish I kind of said that people end up, breaking off relationships with people. Even though, like I said, I don't talk to this person often or at all, really. It's just somebody who, like, might swipe up on, like, an Instagram story and say, like, oh, wow, good for you, or congratulations, something like that. Somebody that I have that sort of relationship with, more of an acquaintance, but I was definitely closer with at some point in my life. But like I said, it kind of proves my point that people are parasocial, and I don't know, I found that to be a little bit upsetting. Not that I care that much about this one relationship, but that stuff like that does happen. There's definitely a cave near here. Finally, we're finding coal and diamonds. I need to, like, keep tabs of where these diamonds are, because I definitely won't go back. I don't know, let me know in the comments if I'm wrong, or what you think about that. It's definitely something to think about. And I would totally understand, because obviously Ethan Klein is a controversial figure and has said some pretty out there things about the situation, or about the genocide. Like, if I was aligning with him politically, I could see why you would want to distance yourself from me, but I simply stated a fact in that point. And it's just interesting. I don't know. But yeah, me making this, Capstone Project kind of, I guess in a way, showed me that, you got to be really, really careful what you're saying, because, you could offend somebody. Although I don't think what I said was offensive in any way. Okay, so that would go in 1, 2, and then this one would go in as well. But yeah, I'm super proud of the video. And actually, the next one that's going to come out, I'm uploading bi-weekly on it. Episode 2 of Be Literate is about... okay, we're out of torches, so I guess we're going to go back up. Episode 2 of Be Literate is about bots on social media and AI-generated slop content, and I'm super proud of that one. I think that one actually is my favorite out of all the videos I've made so far. I mean, like I said, I've only edited those 2, but the second one is, like, way better than the first, and I can't wait to upload that one. Oh god, it's night out. Oh, I genuinely got jump scared. Holy crap. Doggy. I feel like there was more that I wanted to talk about, but I'm kind of lost. Okay, let's sleep. And then I'm gonna go... Oh yeah, I want to get more wood. I think we did good for mining today, honestly. We got a nice amount of coal, so I can restock myself on torches. If I have wood, which I'm not seeing any. So we'll go get some wood. I moved it all in here. I keep saying that I want to move out of this place, but for now, I think we're gonna stay out here. I don't know. Stay in there. Alright, now we got a skeleton. I see a creeper off in the distance, and I don't want to deal with that, so we're gonna kind of just walk around there, not deal with the creeper. I don't want to die. I haven't died yet in this world. Why did my dog get back up? Alright, you know what? You can come out for the walk. I feel like there was more that I wanted to talk about this episode, but now I got so deep into that conversation about that channel that I've lost all other plans that I had. Where are you going? Oh. That's my dog. I thought I lost him. I thought he respawned. That was scary. But yeah, so that, dude, that project, I'll talk about it more, actually. The amount, like, I feel like if you go see the video, you'll be like, why has this taken up so much time that I haven't been able to upload a VintageBlock? But it's because so much research has gone into creating the channel and creating the videos on it that I just, when at the end of the day, when I'm done working, I'm like, all right, I can't do anything. For a while, I was super burnt out, but everything's due at the end of this week. So right now, I'm just kind of in that mode where it's like, I have to work. I have to keep going. I have to do more. But I think that once all this is done, like, VintageBlock will be something that I'm able to continue working on, you know, throughout the summer, throughout the rest of time. This is probably the last VintageBlock before I graduate, which is insane. Time goes by so fast. I mean, when I uploaded the first VintageBlock, that was when I turned, like, right before I turned 20, I believe. Now I'm 21, which isn't that, I mean, that first VintageBlock, I guess, wasn't that long ago, but it was at the same time. And at that point, I don't remember what I was talking about. You know, that's the purpose of VintageBlock. The purpose of VintageBlock is to have a documentation, I suppose, of who I am and what I'm talking about and what I'm going through. Not really going through, but, like, you know, what's going on in my life. Just so I can one day come back and be like, oh my god, you know, May of 2025, I was graduating college, I was working on this project, all this was going on, blah, blah, blah. It's just something for me to go back to, and, you know, if you enjoy the video, find some sort of reason to watch. That makes it all the better. But yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed with how the Literate first video has been going. It only has 100 views in 24 hours, which isn't the worst thing ever. I mean, it's 100 views in 24 hours, but I was hoping that YouTube would push it a little bit, just because it's in my opinion, a good, well-sourced, entertaining video. But maybe it'll take a little bit. I was thinking of posting it to the H3 subreddit, but I don't know if I want to get real people who are close to the situation that I talked about that was controversial. I don't know if I want to get them involved at all, because I feel like that could go poorly for me. But we'll see. The dog will stay in here now. But at the same time, getting more eyes on the video would be a good idea, because the more people watch, the more people interact with it, the more, I guess, interesting that final project becomes. You know, my presentation that I have to do for it. So it's hard. It's hard to be like, do I want to get people involved in this drama? And that, by the way, is the reason that I know that friend unfollowed me for that, is that's the only even remotely controversial thing I say, even though I took the same stance as Hassan on it, where I said, this is parasocial people, this is a bad situation no matter what you think of Ethan. That's the same stance that Hassan had, so I don't think anybody would actually really get mad at me for it. Just don't want to get that involved, I feel like, although at the same time I do, because I know it'd get more eyes on the video. It's so hard to, like, decide whether you want a video to really blow up or not, because, like, the internet's a scary place. Like, I've dealt with people trying to figure out who I am and finding where I live and messing with me in that way. So I don't want to get more people to see something like that where they could get mad and try and do that. So it's just... Alright, yeah, it's hard to It's once something like that happens to you, where people, you know, try to find where you live and mess with you in that way, it's so hard to like feel secure in what you're uploading, because like, I don't know, like what if one of these people is like crazy and they really hate me that much? I don't know. But, you know, it's something you have to deal with, and that's part of putting yourself out there. So it's not that, like, it's not surprising to me. And it's something that I know that I'm signing up for. Even though it shouldn't be that way, it is something that I'm signing up for. With, like, putting yourself on the internet at all in any way. Because what was I doing to make people angry at me when I did get, you know, that happened to me? I didn't do anything. I was just streaming video games, not doing anything controversial at all. So, yeah. Alright, let's make some more torches. What are we at here? We're at 21 minutes? It's honestly pretty good timing for this video. Alright, let's... I can probably justify taking that many. You know what I also wanted to talk about? I'm going to talk about the Nintendo Switch 2. That is a few weeks ago when the Switch 2 Direct actually came out. I really, really, really wanted to make a VintageBlock talking about it, but I never got around to it. I am personally, I know a lot of people don't feel this way, but I'm personally pretty happy with it. Sure, game prices, yada, 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 is annoying that, you know, the games are costing, you know, some games are $80 like they do Mario Kart, which, by the way, never been interested really in Mario Kart other than, you know, oh, I have it, it's fun to play. Never been interested that much in it. But this new Mario Kart actually has me super intrigued, and when I get my Switch, I'm definitely going to try and make some sort of video on it, some sort of like, oh, I got every yada 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 in Mario Kart World. But I mean, the software looks great. Third-party support is really good on the Switch 2. The power of the Switch 2, as far as we're aware, is, you know, like multiple times better than the original Switch. So that's already great. That makes me like immediately like, yep, I'm getting this. And, you know, it's backwards compatible, so when the Switch 2 does come out, I can still play all my old games on it. And it's not like I have... Like, the Switch 1, the hard thing is on release, you only had Breath of the Wild, really. That was the only, like, you know, super hard-hitting, like, Nintendo first-party game that came out. And then I believe a little later we got Mario Kart 8. And that's when around when I got my... my Nintendo Switch. I got like a bundle, which is also, you know, like the thing for the new Switch, the Mario Kart bundle. Oop, I accidentally pressed out of my tab. Okay, we're good. But yeah, I mean, I have all those backwards compatible games. I can play all my games in better quality, probably better frame rate, because it's on better hardware. The only thing is, I was worried for a bit about the pricing. I was like, uh-oh, all the tariffs going on, like, the price might go up for the Switch 2. Thankfully, the price of the console itself stayed the same, and the game stayed the same, which, you know, $450 for the console is expensive, but it's to be expected. It's about the price I expected. I thought it would be $400. $450 wasn't like a game changer for me. I was saying, though, if it went up to $500, I wouldn't have been able to justify getting the console at $500. Let's kill some cows. We always need leather. Yeah, I would not have been able to justify buying the console immediately on launch if it was $500. I would have had to like really consider whether I really wanted this or not. The other thing I don't like is that a lot of the games, like, I'm a big physical game guy. I like to buy all my games physical. I like having a copy of it. But some of the games, it seems like, are just downloads within the cartridge, and the games aren't actually hosted on the cartridge, which bothers me. And I actually was able to get a pre-order for the Switch 2. I was super lucky. It ended up being the version of with the Mario Kart World bundle, which is a download code for the game, which, you know, I'm, you know, like I said, big physical game guy, which is a little upsetting that I had to get that, but I'm not going to complain. Like, one day in the future, I can just buy a physical copy secondhand to have in my collection. And, I mean, obviously, it cut off like $50 of the price of the game if you buy it with the bundle, so it's just financially the better choice, and a no-brainer, sort of. So yeah, I got the bundle. I got Walmart. I got it from Walmart. They did it correctly. They did the pre-ordering properly, which, I mean, good on them. They did it kind of like how Ticketmaster does concerts. You get in a queue. Well, you know, like Target was just refresh the page and be the first guy to press. Way better process with Walmart. The website never crashed. I just stayed in line for like half an hour, and then by the time I was able to get a copy, which was awesome. But yeah, I wanted to make a whole vintage block just talking about the Switch 2 because I was very hyped for it. Very hyped for all the games coming out. Very excited for Metroid Prime 4. Even though, you know, that's on Switch 1 too, but I need to play through Metroid Prime. I've never done it. I've never played through the whole game. I need to do it, but I've liked it a lot, so yeah. Alright, that's all for this episode of Vintage Block. I'll probably be back soon, probably around the summertime after I graduate. And we will continue this series. And I don't know what I'll do in the next episode, but we'll see. Maybe we'll build a castle. Who knows? Probably not. Okay. Thank you for watching Vintage Block, and hope you have a good night. Bye.